Hello, this is Mr. Steenhook, and we're going to be looking at Grade 5 Math and Focus, Chapter 4, which is multiplying fractions. So the first thing they talk about is when you say 1/2 of 1/5. So we have right over here 1/2, and on the left over here is 1/5. So when you take 1/2 of 1/5, this is the one way you can show it. So basically I've cut the fifth in half. And so that means if you just times 1 times 1 and get 1, and 2 times 5 and get 10, if you notice this kind of greenish area here where the yellow and blue meet is 1/10 of a whole. Okay. So in this one, we're now at 1/2 of 3/4. So if we do the same exact thing, this is just basically cutting the 3/4 in half. Right? We're giving half of it. If I gave you 3/4 one time, I'd give you the whole thing. But instead of giving you it a whole time, I'm going to give it to you a half a time. And then if you look at the equation here, we have 1/2 times 3/4. So 1 times 3 is 3. 2 times 4 is 8. So my answer is 3 out of the 8 whole, the 8 that made up the whole. So half of 3/4 is 3/8. So another real quick one here. We just got, again, it's easy. These halves are easy to see. And I just have half of a third. So my answer looks like it comes out to be 2/6. 1/6 here. So there's 2/6 here. So, and then you end up with just 1 out of 6. One of the things that some students ask me is, do I have to have a common denominator? You could convert these to common denominators, but you're still going to get the same answer. So we love the multiplying of fractions because you don't have to find common denominators. And our last one here is going to be, excuse me, a little bit longer here. So then we have 1/2 of 4/7. Okay. Again, it's just 1 times 4 and 2 times 7, which gives us 4/14, and we do have 1, 2, 3, 4 out of, there's 7 on top, so we have 14, right? But if you look at this, you can reduce this. 4/7 can be 4/14 could be the same as 2/7. That's a little hard to picture up here, so I created another one here for you. Let's go back. So what I did was, instead of it looking half going across, I said, what would happen if I have this 4/7? What is half of 4/7? Which means you just cut the 4/7 in half here. And so my answer is 2/7. So looking at multiplication wise, this is what we did before. The last slide, we just did 1 times 4 is 4 and 2 times 7 is 14, and then we divided it by 2/2 and got 2/7. One of the things you can do is you can actually reduce ahead of time. So you look above, you say, okay, I have a 1 and a 4, and down below I have a 2 and a 7, and I say, do any of these numbers have common factors? Does 2 and 1? No. Does 2 and 4? Oh yeah, both are divisible by 2, and then I have the 7, and it's prime. So these two numbers, as long as they're numerators and denominators, you can actually reduce them ahead of time. And so what you do is you just cross this off like this, and divide it by 2. So it's going to become 2. And cross this off and say, what is 2 divided by 2? It's 1. So what's 1 times 2? 2. What's 1 times 7? 7. So basically you're doing this right here early. And it's perfectly okay to do. So give it a try. Try the few problems that I've connected to our assignment, and let me know how it goes. All right? So have a good night.